Last year one tried learning Spanish for 3 months using nothing but a popular language app, doing my daily streak every single night before bed, and when I actually landed in a small restaurant abroad, I could barely order food. I stood there mixing up basic words while the waiter waited patiently, and it hit me that something about the way I was practicing wasn't translating into real ability. That's when I realized most language apps are built to keep you scrolling and earning streaks, not to actually make you fluent. So I tested 10 AI tools that claim to help you learn a language faster, tracking which ones actually stuck with me a week later, and ranked them worst to best. Number 1 is the one that got me speaking in full sentences within 2 weeks. Tool number 10 is Duolingo Max. It added an AI chatbot feature on top of the classic app, which sounds great on paper since it promises real conversation practice inside an app millions of people already use. In reality, the conversations feel scripted and repetitive fast, cycling through the same few scenarios about ordering coffee or asking for directions. It's fine for daily practice and keeping a habit going, but it didn't push me past beginner-level phrases no matter how many days in a row I used it. After 2 months of daily streaks, I still froze the moment a real person spoke back to me off script. 5 out of 10. Tool number 9 is Google Translate's conversation mode. You speak into it, and it translates back and forth between two people in real time, which is genuinely useful for travel emergencies when you're completely stuck. Though relying on it too much actually slowed my own learning down. Since I never had to think in the language myself, I just waited for the translation to appear and repeated it, without really absorbing anything. And a week later I couldn't recall a single phrase had translated for me. 5.5 out of 10. Tool number 8 is Speak AI. It's built specifically around speaking practice with a chatbot that listens and corrects your pronunciation as you go. The idea behind it is genuinely solid and exactly what beginners need. That the free version limits you to just a few minutes of practice a day, so progress is painfully slow unless you're willing to pay for the full version. 6 out of 10. Tool number 7 is Memorize's AI-powered videos. It shows short clips of real native speakers talking naturally, paired with AI-generated captions and quick quizzes afterward. It's genuinely good for listening, practice, and getting used to natural speaking speed. But it doesn't really teach grammar or sentence structure on its own, so you still need something else alongside it. 6.5 out of 10. Tool number 6 is DeepL, which helps you rewrite your own sentences to sound more natural in the language you're learning. This is great once you already know some basics and want to stop sounding robotic and overly literal, but it's not built for absolute beginners starting from zero, since it assumes you already have something written to improve. 7 out of 10. Now, a quick recap before we keep going, since we're halfway through this list. So far, the tools have been decent for vocabulary building and casual daily practice, but none of them actually force me to think and respond in the language under real conversational pressure, which is the part that genuinely builds fluency over memorization. The next 4 tools are where I started noticing a real, noticeable difference in how naturally I could actually speak without translating in my head first. Tool number 5 is HelloTalk with its built-in AI translation assist. You get matched with real native speakers around the world to text and call with, and the AI helps translate and correct mistakes in the background without fully taking over the conversation for you. Talking to real, sometimes impatient humans, even nervously at first, taught me more into real weeks than a full month of app streaks ever did. 7.5 out of 10. Tool number 4 is ChatGPT for AI as a role-play partner. I asked it to pretend to be a waiter, a shop owner, or a random stranger at a bus stop, entirely in the language I was learning, and it stayed fully in character, while gently correcting my grammar mid-conversation without breaking the scene. This turned boring vocabulary drills into actual rehearsal for real situations I'd genuinely face. 8 out of 10. Tool number 3 is Elsa Speak. It's laser-focused purely on pronunciation, using AI to show you exactly which specific sound in a word you're saying wrong, down to the individual syllable, with a visual breakdown. This fixed small accent issues that no app or teacher had ever specifically pointed out to me before, issues I didn't even know I had, and native speakers noticed the difference within days of me practicing with it. 8.5 out of 10. Tool number 2 is Pimsleur combined with ChatGPT for extra practice afterward. Pimsleur's audio method trains your ear and mouth through spaced repetition, drilling pronunciation, and recall naturally over time. I started using ChatGPT right after each Tumslr lesson to have a quick conversation, using exactly the words I'd just learned it, and the combination cemented new vocabulary far better than either tool used alone. 9 out of 10. Tool number 1 is ChatGPT for O as a full immersion partner. Used every single day, without switching back to English. I told it to only respond in the language I was learning, matched to my exact level, correcting me gently after each message instead of breaking character. To explain in English, within 2 real weeks, I was forming full sentences without translating in my head first, something 3 months of abstreaks never got me close to. This free, always available practice partner is what actually made the real difference. 10 out of 10. So here's the final ranking, broken down by what you actually need most. If you want real human conversation practice with native speakers, use HelloTalk. Number 5. If pronunciation is specifically your weak point, use Elsa Speak. Number 3. And if you want a completely free daily immersion partner that adjusts perfectly to your level, use ChatGPT. Number 1. One bonus tool that almost made this final list is Babbel, but I left it off because it's mostly a paid, rigid structured course. And this list is focused specifically on tools that actually adapt to how you personally learn at your own pace. Like, share and subscribe for daily AI tips for students. The short version of this video with just the top 3 is on my channel right now. Go check it out after this one.